You're not even close on that word.
I'm not even almost there.
Yo, but again, did you know that shattered meant to smash or break into pieces?
Are you really wanting to give me the definition of shattered? I just want you to know that this episode was when I was doing a rewatch where you told me to just watch it. By the way, I only got to like midway of season 3 before I stopped. But this was the episode that made me question, should I keep going? Because this episode to me is, oh my God, this is awful. I don't know what it is, but I would rather have some type of high school drama, but instead I have Killer Horse.
Killer Horse. Was it a he or a she?
I don't think it matters.
It does. So I can address it properly, you know? Wish I even knew a name.
Let's just refer to it as they.
They crush Lana.
Whoa! Spoiler, you cannot be revealing such
What do
big
they
scenes.
mean, though? Like, what do they mean? That's what the fans are thinking right now. Like,
Yeah.
what are they talking about? What do you mean break Lana?
It's like this scene with 40-Year-Old Virgin. We went to a show where it was a girl having sex with a horse. But when we got there, it turns out it was a horse having sex with a girl. And it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
This is not that, though.
No. This is TV PG, okay?
So there is a chance that we have seen or we have heard things in the past where deleted scenes have happened where it's been naked people, it's been sex scenes.
They've been showing more skin this season.
And that's why I'm really not going to put it past Smallville.
Let's not forget Louise and Joe.
No, we can forget that.
Just specifically their barn scenes. Totally cool.
Yeah, I love me some barn scenes, especially when they get on the car and then it's up against the post and then it's rolling around in the hay.
I thought it was all rolling around the hay, but yeah, you're right. I forgot about the post.
Yeah, I always remember post.
Yeah, so this episode is
Awful.
Is something else.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen, actually, though.
There's nothing that happens in this episode for me.
We got return characters.
Nothing I care about.
Just, is this a spoiler? He's already revealed in the beginning. It's Morgan Edge. We get Morgan Edge back in this episode.
By the way, it's cool. So by the time this episode airs, people already know Black Adam, the gang that has taken over his country that he is always wanting to protect, it's Intergang.
Really?
I was like, this is wild. And then I was also watching a Justice League Unlimited episode the other night.
And Morgan Edge, it mentions him in the castle?
Yes. Oh, you didn't even get that? I got where it was Batman and Wonder Woman on top of a building saying, yes, this city is being penetrated by Intergang.
Oh, Intergang. I was thinking Morgan Edge because I did watch one recently where they did find Morgan Edge. He was part of something they needed.
Man, so there's a lot of correlation here. I guess you
I
and I
Earth
were
is trying to get on the same vibe as us, bro.
That's true. I think we were a little behind the 8 ball. I didn't realize that Morgan Edge was that prominent inside of all the other stuff.
Oh, it's always been that little petty side person. I mean, it's not like I feel like he's on villain scale. It's like
It's a wannabe Lex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would just look at that as the poor man's Lex.
But he's not. Is he that smart, though? Lex is smart.
He tries to be smart. And that's the idea behind the poor man's Lex.
Yeah, because in Justice League cartoon, he's kind of a little bitch.
I just don't understand why this is also Face-Off, though. Can you?
Yo, who's my Nick Cage? Who's my John Travolta, bro?
I'm trying to understand were they just not able to get the original actor here? Why did we get somebody new? Why did we go this route with his storyline?
So actually, what I had found out about that was really, it was pretty simple. Scheduling conflict, as always. So there was a scheduling conflict with that. But what's even funnier is that even in the Arrowverse, Green Arrow, the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing, with Supergirl, they had someone playing Morgan Edge as well. So what was funny is that once Crisis on Infinite Earths happened to all the Arrowverse fans, well, this was a big deal, actually a great 4-part, 6-part event, that after the Crisis, they recasted Morgan Edge and Supergirl and using the Crisis on Infinite Earths reasoning as to why it was a different actor. So a little fun fact there, whatever.
All I know is This episode better not be too long because I don't know if I can take another watch without having a psychiatric break myself. Did you see what I did there? I tied it into this episode. Did you see what I did?
Psychiatric break, huh?
Uh-huh.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I use big words.
That's another thing we're going to get into. We get in the whole more of the Lex Lionel feud, whatever you want to call it. It's like pure mind games in this episode. And Shattered can even allude to the whole thing of your mind splitting.
So, I don't want to jump into it too much here, but are we supposed to think that Lionel in a way has been poisoning Lex since he was a kid? Or is it Lex that has always had this type of craziness within him? Is it really supposed to be playing back and forth between which one is which? Is that what I'm supposed to be following between this chess match? Because all I know is, in a chess match, you're supposed to play clean. The fact that there's drugs involved, you know what? I'm calling red card. I'm throwing my yellow flag. I'm calling bullshit.
Dude, it's all the poisoning and from people that are closest to him. It's like, bro, Darius, the bodyguard, has been around for a long time.
Yeah, but the problem...
And he makes an appearance in this again.
Yeah, but he's never there when Lex needs him. Instead, it's always the T-Man. You know, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I feel like he did more than Darius has done. My man handed them tea.
Yeah.
Darius handed them words, bro, and just said sayonara.
Darius told Helen, stay out of this room. Ooh. So he did do something there, right? He kind of kept his boss's secret. So that does give him a little bit of a leg up.
Maybe so.
From the tea.
Yeah, we need to see some fight moves from those guys if they're just going to be there all the time.
They should fight each other. Winner gets to be Lex's guard forever.
Interesting. And Lex would be about this.
Yeah, obviously.
Lionel would probably want in too, because they're sick people.
Yeah, Lionel already...
sick individuals.
He already has the ring built in the basement. He's already ready to go.
Son, you just now getting into this? God, you're pathetic. This is a whole underworld, and I started it.
Lex, you're so behind, we've now let women fight.
Yeah, remember when you were training Lana? I was like...
Been there, done that.
Yeah. She sucks still, even with the fighting. But, yeah, that's basically a brief summary here of a lot of things we're going to get into with Shattered. Lots of Shattered things. That's Shattered topics, I should say. It's going to be everywhere.
So we're getting into women's rights?
Yeah. That's what the fans really want. They want to hear us talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I really do want to get back to the episode since you're trying to draw us into somewhere else.
What do you mean? You mentioned it, dude.
Oh, but I do want to say this episode is the worst, so if you just want to skip over it...
It's not the worst. It's not the worst. Don't listen to Taylor.
No.
Because we've had bad. Do we not remember Slumber?
You know what? I think this is on par with Slumber. In fact, I wish they would have combined the episode. Sarah, get inside Lex's head.
We have... That wouldn't help, I don't think. I don't think that would help at all. But
she's the traveler.
See, I'm still confused. Who was the traveler?
See, look, she was.
The uncle
she was the villain.
Or her or Sarah?
She was. She was controlling it all.
She looks stupid. Anyways, stop it, dude. It's not the worst.
She has the mind of 11-year-old.
I would give this episode only like at most a 7, bro.
Okay, I'd give this episode a 4.55 for trying. All right.
Well, it's not too far from mine, so like I said, at most a 7. Like it's not going to get any higher than that.
It's like 2 points away. It's pretty much. It's a pretty big difference.
Anyways, thank you again for listening to us. This is the Somebody Save Me podcast. As you know, follow us on Twitter.
Obviously, you better keep talking shit to me. I love being able to reply. It just means that you hate me, but secretly love me. So I'm enjoying it very much.
Yeah, what he said. Give him something to do over there.
Yeah, I don't have a job.
So again, thank you for listening. As always, we have to start off strong. Like I said, Morgan Edge is back, bro. We open up.
To Face Off.
To Face Off. Yeah, now it's the movie plot of Face Off. We have a man in an abandoned shop building, getting bandages off his face, getting really big Hush vibes, right?
Okay, well, don't try to tease me now. Now you're getting me excited. I don't like where you're going because that's not where this episode goes.
I mean, who's the only other person we know that has done that?
The reason why I had to give a quick pause, because I'm going to let you finish here, but it's the fact that we know this is Morgan Edge, and he's rubbing a whole string of kryptonite rocks. You know what it kind of looks like? A belt. You know whose house he was at that he then kidnapped and put in the barn? The Kents.
He's like, this looks useful.
That he may have stolen from Jonathan, or he saw what Jonathan was working with, and he goes, I need to make me one of those.
Yeah, you probably saw it as he was just in and around that barn, you know? He was like, I saw Cal cut himself with this, so it makes sense.
I love how it is. I just wish he would have been able to spin it around his fingers constantly, like he was Koronaway from Yu Yu Hakusho. I would have been able to love that. Sorry, nerd reference.
Yeah, that's a good nerd reference.
You like
though.
that?
That's a good one.
Dude, that movie is so good.
But yes, like Taylor said, it's Morgan Edge, bro. Morgan Edge is back. He's a whole different actor. It's not Rutger Hauer. And I don't even know this guy's name, dude.
He does look like somebody that we've seen before.
Yeah, it's Patrick Bergen. It's a whole new person. So obviously he went through facial reconstructive procedure and got his voice changed even. That's what the doctor even says here, because his throat hurts. And he has scars on his face. But yeah, it's Morgan Edge. And we haven't seen him since Phoenix, episode 2.
And what Morgan then sees behind after checking himself out in the mirror, he's still disgusting looking. I don't know why he keeps looking. But who we then see behind him is actually Lex Luthor. And he has now found Morgan Edge, where you know what Lex is still investigating? The death of his grandparents. And he knows that Morgan Edge has something to do with it. However, when he calls out to him, Morgan then says, I think you have the wrong guy. I'm just going to say this. The doctor and him were just talking about it, and he saw him remove the bandages. So when Morgan
how long has Lex been standing there?
When Morgan, you got the wrong guy. All right, man. Whoa.
He's like, I'm gonna come in there because he's confident in his.
He knows
his whole position here. It's just like he comes in. It's like, yeah, don't worry about the looks. You know, you could change your face, your hair, but not your DNA, bruh.
You still sweat the same. What? I don't even see him sweating right now. They have fans on. Can't we see them? And now Lex is a little bit coming in unprepared.
We got like a Sopranos extra coming in from the back.
Obviously, Morgan Edge has bodyguards, except no more tattoo face. But
Thank
now,
God he sucked.
No, we
upgrade.
didn't.
This is an upgrade.
This guy doesn't even talk. He has one scene.
He doesn't need to talk. That was the whole problem, dude.
Yeah, but there's nothing pronounced about it. Maybe he should have like a tattoo on his bald head or something. Like, just give me another like thing that I can hold on to. Maybe that's Morgan Edge's guy.
He just looks like your average Joe, you know?
Exactly. That guy doesn't kill anybody. Look at him.
Yeah, only one bald guy around here, buddy, and his name is Lex.
Lex does tell the bodyguard, though, you know what? With my death, my goons will be able to come in here and stop you, and everyone's going to release the information saying that you are the one that did this. And Morgan Edge is walking up to Lex, and he is not really threatened whatsoever. Instead, he's just, I'm glad that finally you're coming to play the game just like your father. But what do you want? And now Lex is revealing, I found out that you conspired with my father in order to kill my grandparents. Because remember, folks, that building was blown up, and we found out that something suspicious was going on.
Yep. Exactly. Now I'm glad you brought that up, because this is now a continuation of this whole little thing that has been going on. And so, of course, Lionel, I mean, we're going to get further into that, because the whole theory starts getting way bigger in this episode.
Well, and all Lex thinks
the conspiracy.
And all that he thinks that they were doing was able to split the insurance money between them. But Morgan still doesn't want to give in, and he says, Lex, I love your delusions. What we also have to point out here, folks, he starts rubbing his neck
Yeah, he's
like,
rubbing his neck real hard right in front of Morgan, and
like
it's
there's like it's a crick in the neck, like he's got to pop it out.
and we don't ever see him do that. So already it's off.
Yes, where now you're starting to believe Lex is now having an anger problem, and he has the camera where he says you're going to tell the whole story, and maybe you can get a new life to go along with that new face, and nobody has to tell the cops anything. So he essentially wants him to confess everything that happened with his grandparents. And what does Morgan Edge in fact do? He confesses to it all.
Yep. He was a part of it. Like Lionel planned the whole thing. Morgan pretty much was just the firepower at that point. And
By the way,
of course, Lex is re-listening to all of it in his mansion.
We do have to touch on this, though, real quick. We saw Lionel's dad, kind of a piece of shit. So maybe him being blown up, not such a bad thing. Because I can only imagine the wife, right?
Yeah, I mean, well...
He's holding up people at gunpoint in the middle of the street. Obviously, he can't be that good of a guy. But he was also working with the cop.
But dude, Lionel, you think he... I mean, it's... I mean, imagine if he still lived, we have Lionel, and he was raised by that guy.
Yeah, well, obviously, Lionel is doing better off without him, right? Such a sweetheart.
I mean, kinda. He needed to kill him to get it.
Just maybe. We don't know if he did. Right now, we just believe what Morgan Edge is telling us. Who knows? He could be lying.
What do you believe, dude?
Yeah, Lionel definitely killed him. Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind.
Exactly.
He murdered his own parents.
Yeah, bro. No. And so as we're in the mansion, we finally get our comeback here of Darius, the bodyguard, the black guy. He has usually a mustache, goatee or something, but he's a clean boy today. Comes in asking if Lex is all right, if he needs anything. Lex said, "Nah, you're good. You can leave." And Darius leaves. But he has like a... Is it not a weird process? Like they're just showing him walk out? He seems kind of awkward, or...
Well, it's because he does rub his hands a little bit here, and he looks around as if he's waiting for something to happen. But he does walk out the door, and that's when Lex then decides to go into his secret bookshelf safe. When he puts in his code, that's when he's about to put in that video of Morgan Edge confessing it all.
This was where he previously hid his blood tube. So that's safe, we're talking about.
Yeah, by the way, he should get a new hiding spot at this point. How many people have found it? And what happened to that room that was behind
He had a whole
him?
vault there.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Well,
We had to downsize.
Well, he made it just an entire room down the hall.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? We could always say the tornado destroyed it.
That's true. He
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I'll just make a room for this.
Yeah. See, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Good job, Lex.
It all makes sense, Smallville.
Good thinking. Good interior design.
What we do have now is...
Splinter Cell. We have Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I was hoping that we would be introduced to a villain, perhaps, in this scene, but obviously not. No Deathshot, no Deathstroke. We're not allowed to be happy. Instead, it's just a man coming in, wearing all black, pulls out his gun, and he starts firing.
Chrome silencer? Like, what is the suppressor? You see how chrome it is?
Hey, do you also, whenever you have like a little light laser that you then go to the bookshelf and then just start sliding it over real slowly so then your target can see
No,
it?
if you're an assassin, you want them to know you're about to kill him.
I never shoot somebody from behind.
Yeah, I need you to look at me real quick. Look. And so this dude ends up shooting at Lex. He's dodging it. And then Darius comes back in, and the guy kills him. It looks like he kills him. Immediately shoots him. Lex is running frantically down the hall, running into multiple, or is it the same guy?
It looks like two different guys to me because one of them came down the hall while the other one was able to then come from the other side. No?
Yeah, it looked like too much of a quick
statue out
short distance that there's no way that could have been both of them.
Yes.
So, yeah, it looked like there was two. So basically, we're trying to kill Lex right now. Or were we? I mean, those were bullets, right? We saw bullet holes in the wall.
Yeah, that's also kind of a plot hole in this, but we're going
to have to bring that up later on why
because
that's a plot
they shoot 20 times in the office and in the hallway. No matter
These assassins suck.
Yeah, there was... Did they even...
They shot Darius in one shot.
And they couldn't shoot Lex even one time when he's in the hallway? Straight shot? Where is Lex going right now? So if you had the assumption of him jumping out of the window.
Yeah, because he did jump out. He broke the glass, and he dove right through. I mean, he jumped through, thrusted himself all through the window, completely shattered it. Went to the woods.
And I would think that if Lex is then going to be running off somewhere, he has to be able to have a plan.
It's not like open road or forest. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
this is also what I mean by Lex is behind always Lionel. I feel like Lionel would have some type of safe bunker that's buried into the ground that he just presses a button, elevator comes up and he just goes down. He has weapons inside of this place. He's ready to blow everyone to hell. Lex has nothing prepared if this situation happens.
Did we not have this whole issue?
How many times?
What was this, episode 3, where he was now an insurance liability? Like,
yes, exactly.
Like you're not gonna train yourself, get some firepower.
Van tried to kill you. Sean Calvin tried to kill you. A group of guys that can phase through walls try to kill you. Lex, at this point,
he's so submissive, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
How do you not have a safe room?
He's submissive, dude. Remember when he bent over for the guys?
I'm sorry. I messed up. Panic room. Yeah.
And look at this. Wait, what? It was weird. I skipped over a bit, didn't it?
No, it's fine, because Clark walks into his barn and he acts like he's going to go pick up a book to read, and instead, what does he find?
Lana must be coming over. But instead, it's Lex. And he's like, Lex? What are you doing here? He's like, somebody tried to kill me last night. And, of course, he looks messed up. He's obviously cut up a little bit, and he looks like, honestly, like just heart beating fast, adrenaline pumping.
Clark would become the best character of all fucking time if he just looked at Lex and said, I thought you were special. What happened to your white blood cell count? He would go up so many notches in my book if Clark would have made that comment.
Dude, no, that's a Cal comment, bro. Cal's going to be the only one to say that, dude.
All right, we got a little bit of a Cal scene in this. I wanted to hold on to that. Thank you for saying that.
That's a Cal moment. But, yeah, and so Lex is just talking about what happened the night before. Assassins tried to finish him off. They killed my bodyguard. And he's trying to think, but he's trying to hide out. And Clark is like, what the hell? Who would want to kill you, bro?
At this point, who wouldn't want to kill Lex? Haven't so many people tried this already?
Students have tried to kill Lex. Yeah. This man has nothing to do with their lives.
And also, those guys didn't even want money from him. Can you imagine if actual thieves try to kill Lex?
Yeah, the assassins finally just one day just clicked like, wait, he's worth something.
Hold on. I think
what the hell are we doing?
The Faze brothers or Tattoo brothers were the only ones that had it right because they wanted to rob him.
That's true. They said ransom. Yeah.
They would have been great if they just didn't recruit Whitney.
You know, they recruited Whitney, and then that happened. And then the army recruited Whitney. And what happened?
And then
he's dead.
They all blew up, so...
And then he caused Tina to kill his recruiter. And then he caused Van to kill Lex. Seems to me Whitney's the big villain here. Overarching.
Yeah, he caused his dad to get cancer. Yeah.
That's right. And so now we have Lex.
Maybe next time he'll get a college scholarship.
Yeah. If he were to go back, I bet he'd choose the other dumbass. And so, of course, Lex is saying or accusing it's his father and it's Morgan Edge. And Clark goes, Morgan Edge? And you already can just tell, uh-oh.
Oh, no. Isn't he a crime lord that was in Metropolis and there was some type of shootout a few months ago about it? I don't know how I knew all these facts, but I do, Lex.
Newspaper. It was in the newspaper.
You mean the Torch?
Reported missing.
By the Torch?
That was in the Torch, huh?
You know why? Because everything's in the Torch. 9 years.
And so, of course, Lex is saying, no, he survived. He went underground and he got plastic surgery. So he's Tommy Elliott, right?
Yeah, he's Tommy Elliott. Oh, Lex, did you get a nose job?
Yeah, what'd he get?
Like, what
do you mean plastic surgery?
Yeah, the plastic surgery isn't enough for me. I'm sorry. I would be asking, what are you talking? Did you get a new jawline?
Like, facelift?
How do you immediately think, oh, entirely new face? Oh.
Thomas Elliott. Sorry, I keep saying Thomas Elliott. If you don't know who that is,
it's Hush.
It's Hush.
You always have to.
Batman, villain. Batman best friend.
Thomas
Bruce
Elliott
Wayne.
and I have the same necklace. Always forget or remember.
No, I'll always forget it. Yes, you're right. You're right. I'll always forget it.
Because I'm the villain.
And so Lex is going on that he was going to deliver all this evidence to the U.S. attorney that was going to put him or his father and Morgan Edge in jail and possibly the death penalty.
Clark, I thought I had some chores for you to do. What are you doing up? Let's go milk some cows.
I can't defend John in this situation right here because they didn't need to show us this.
No.
They did not need to show us this at all. But it's like, I mean, the only reason is obviously because later it's like, oh, why didn't you tell me earlier? But it's like, dude, we didn't need this.
Joseph, Dad, I can't milk the cows with you. I got to cram for an exam. All right, but your fucking ass better get an A. What is going on from John, dude?
If you don't do my chores, you get straight A's, buddy. Otherwise, you're doing my chores.
See, I wish he was like Morgan Edge, started rubbing his kryptonite belt and says, better not get that B.
Dude, how excited do you think he was when he was getting those report cards and they're all just B pluses and below? And you're just like, well, Clark, go mow the entire land.
Martha, your son and I will be in the storm cellar. Give me the belt.
That's right. Yeah, he would only get the belt when he got D's, bro. Like actually failing. But C's and B's, he was doing chores.
That's true. Clark does say, though, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You got it, sir. Roger.
It would have been great. You better get that A. All right, I'll go milk the cows. You don't gotta ask twice.
He's so high, bro. He's like, damn it. A or milk the cows. Oh, and then I have Lex here. I'll get the A, I promise. He's like, just turns around like, dude, I'm never getting that A.
Lex, you better help me cheat.
I know, right? Lex, while you're here, do my exam, and I'll be doing what I need to do for you. And so, of course, Lex is hiding the whole time when John's in there. And, of course, Clark's just saying, look, let me get you somewhere safe. And he's like, no, I don't want you to take me anywhere. Mansion's on guard, and you shouldn't go anywhere either. He's like, well, I'm going to go there, and I'm just going to tell him that, you know, like, what happened? You're missing.
And I'm going to play dumb, so if they ask what I'm doing here, I'm just be like, oh, I just came to see Lex, which is not a bad plan considering how many times Clark does go to the mansion.
Hey, speaking of that, because we did talk about the new category this season, best plan, worst plan, are we doing that, or are we talking about just worst plan?
No, so best plan would be the most, like, dumbest thing that we have had.
Oh, so we're sarcastic.
Yeah,
okay.
Sarcasm award.
Oh,
so, yeah,
okay.
Sarcasm's
So
in parentheses, yeah.
So, biggest idiots. Well, Clark's not on this for this one because this is
No.
actually solid.
Yes.
See, this is why we don't need John or Martha to help with the planning. If you just leave it to Clark, I think he's okay.
Whenever they say in school that a whole group of minds are better than one, that's not always the case.
Yeah, we have one supermind. He's letting inferior humans steer him the weird directions.
Remember, the theme is to give up on humanity, so I think this is one of those steps. They're dumber than you, Clark.
And he does go to the mansion. He leaves Lex at the barn, and he goes to the mansion. He's x-raying, obviously. Like, he's just looking around, seeing if anything's damaged. And
what do we notice, though?
Nothing, actually. Everything's fine. He even checks the bookshelf to see the safe. He's like, okay, safe's here. Let me look inside because he has the key. And nothing inside.
And now we're starting to believe, okay, what's going on exactly?
Conspiracy?
If Lex was able to put this in there, I don't see any type of bullet holes. I don't see any type of ceiling where some glass has been slid out. Because also, why would the guy that was the thief not like go back up top? He would never go back up top after that whole gunfight. He would just walk out the damn front door or back door.
That's true.
So that glass would be open. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, well, the top. The top.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, he could have climbed back up.
You gonna really spend that much time after getting into a gunfight?
Yeah, I mean, he failed the job. Least he can do is do some pull-ups.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what? No, he's not doing a personal workout.
Yeah.
I need to punish myself.
What do you mean, dude? These are the type of people Lionel's definitely hiring.
He's not a part of the League of Shadows. He doesn't need to have a successful kill.
John Glover? Ra's al Ghul?
Also, I wonder. We're going to get to it as well. Let's keep going with this scene.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Got carried away.
Clark is now walking down the hall, however, and the glass that Lex jumped out of when it came to crashing down to the ground, it's completely repaired, as if nothing happened. Another bodyguard comes up behind Clark and says, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, hey, I was just hanging out looking for Lex." "Well, he's not here right now. Can I help you with something?" Where's Darius?" "Why would you be asking for Darius, Clark?"
Yeah, honestly, and if, of course, he's asking for him, then wouldn't you indicate, like maybe something's up? I don't know. But then again, he is a dumb kid. It's not hard for this guy to look dumb.
And what the bodyguard does tell Clark is that Darius has been away, that he is not working right now, so he was never there last night. Clark then makes the little subtle joke, "Haha, looks like you got the graveyard shift." He looks to the left, does his x-ray vision, and what does he see behind?
Broken glass behind just a little artifact or shelf or something.
Hey, I'm going to pause it real quick. That's not enough proof.
No, it's not. And I can't wait till later because it's like, look what I got! Look at this, man!
Look at this little piece!
Are you kidding me? I know I'm right!
That could have been love when they were originally doing the glass to begin with. That little tiny piece is definitely not enough for me.
Yeah, it's not. And fun fact about this bodyguard here, because he will make an appearance as a reoccurring character in season 9 or 10. Bro.
Who the hell is he gonna be?
Can't say.
Okay, now you're just pissing me off.
But yeah, he does come back, and it's weird. Remember that. I hope you remember it.
I'm not gonna remember anything you tell me.
Remember that in 5 years.
You're not gonna tell me anything.
Remember that in 5 years.
Not doing that. Clark drops his keys. He then picks up that little piece of glass.
The guard is suspicious as he walks him out.
He still doesn't say anything, though.
That's true. And he goes back to the barn, and he's like, "Lex, it was like the Twilight Zone in there, man." And it's like, nothing happened, obviously. Like, he didn't see anything. He's like, "Well, they missed a spot, Lex." And he pulls out the glass.
Lex can't believe it. As Clark was talking, he was putting on, I believe, Clark's clothes, so he wants to smell like him. Now they are talking about the piece of glass, where Clark has revealed that he called Darius's home in order to check if the story was right.
Apparently he's been out. He's on a family little event right now.
And now Clark is then deciding, well, hey, Lex, maybe we should call the district attorney after all. And tell him what, Clark? Tell him that we have proof that the wealthiest man named Lex has been poisoned because the piece of glass says so? All right, Lex, if you're going to yell at me, then is there any part of your story that we can then prove? Who can help us? Let's go to Chloe.
I know you love this, man. I just
Well, why would we go to her, Joseph? Is it because she's so awesome we just can't help ourselves? Is it the excitement of the torch just makes it crawl up your skin with feeling good?
It's your 9-year shit that you keep saying.
That's validated?
Me, but
It's validated every episode.
I've never knocked that she's not smart, okay?
She's Velma. 9 years.
She is Velma. I've agreed to that.
9 years.
Sure.
9 years.
Sure, man. She had to have gotten experience somehow, huh? Well, look what you did.
I didn't do anything because what we're going to have...
But yeah, they go to Chloe at the torch.
You know why they do?
Sorry, Clark does.
Well, Lex is... Oh, no, Lex is not there. Instead, though, Clark does tell Chloe everything. And now he is asking Chloe, would you know why that somebody would try to kill Lex? More specifically, why would Lionel try to kill Lex?
Yeah, and of course, even Clark's like, so... Yeah, Lex told me to come to you. How are you mixed up in this? And she, of course, kind of fibs here a bit. I mean, she's not telling a whole truth, because she tells him, I was working on a story for Lionel.
And she does say that she was looking into Lionel's past, where then Lex was able to find out about this, where then Chloe had to, I guess, talk to him about this family history, but she never believed that everything she revealed to Lex would then result in him having this type of theory when it comes to the grandparents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so she's like, yeah, because that whole thing of them murdering the grandparents is kind of new to me.
Well, and you got to admit, the last time that she did mention it to Lex, it was, your dad and Morgan Edge were best friends. Mm-hmm. That's all she said. She didn't say, hey, so he killed his parents.
It's true.
She only
didn't have
found
any
out
that,
idea.
and Lex just put the 2 and 2 together. He's like, yeah, you know what? They probably used each other for that plan. But hey, Chloe, you should probably take care of yourself because you're not safe with all this information. And I'm not going to leave you alone, so you're going to grab your laptop and you're going to come with me.
Oh, and you know what? Chloe doesn't even question it and says,
Yes, sir.
Please keep me safe. And now she decides to ride in the red truck that was destroyed in Slumber.
Dude, how are they fixing these so quickly?
You know why? It's because they know a guy. Or Clark knows how to buff out a truck.
Well, honestly, maybe they're banking now because their land's paid off, no? All they're really paying for is small things.
What's funny is I'm trying to remember the damn Disney movie. You know what Lex did? He did the Horses movie from the Disney Channel with the Lawrence brothers. And he had, what is it? I'm trying to think.
Horses?
Yeah. It's something
like
where,
an OG Disney Channel movie?
Yeah, and it was Joey Lawrence where he was the preppy kid that then had to go work at the farm with his younger cousin. And then he had to learn about what hard work was. And when he went to go do a post fence, the guy who runs the farm, the farmhand, said, I got a 10-year-old nephew who works harder than you, boy.
What? I do not remember that.
By the way, it's nuts how my mind works, and my wife absolutely hates it if you can't tell. But yeah, Joey Lawrence Brothers, it's some horse movie where he talks about the land. It's a land bank loan. And it's about somebody from the bank buying it and honoring it because there's wild horses that live on it. So my point was, maybe they got wild horses that live on the hen farms.
Maybe they got. I mean, they
theories.
Stables do make an appearance in this episode. So Chloe and Clark get over here. We do some brief little advertising on the Dodge Ram truck.
I'm gonna puke. You're better than this, Smallville.
Product placement. And so, sorry. Yeah, Dodge Ram. Anyways, Lionel's here actually at the Kent farm with the Kents. Mr. Luther has something he'd like to talk to you about. And he acts brand new with them. He acts brand new with Chloe like he hasn't met her before. And of course, he's not really familiar with Clark that much. So he's like, hey, have you seen Lex? Not for a few days. So he tells him not for a few days, but he knows that Lex is not well. And if he wanted you to know where he was, then you would. And of course, Lionel's just putting on this whole thing. He's ill. He needs help.
What do you mean ill?
Sick. He's sick. A psychotic break. No, he doesn't react like that, but he's just saying.
He actually kind of does. Because Clark is questioning him. That can't be right. It happened while he was out on the island, Clark. And Clark actually now does start to look down thinking, he was there for 3 months by himself.
Yeah, and he, of course, Lionel's saying he's hearing voices. He sees things that aren't there. He's just erratic. So he's seriously sick. I want my son. I want him back the way he used to be. Liar.
And
liar.
He is giving an emotional speech here. It's like, if you hear from him, Clark, you will tell me. We have to get him care. It's what he needs. I have now a huge question for you, because what I do love in that scene, if you did not tell, and I'm going to rewind it just 10 seconds here, because I don't know if this was a breaking character or what, but Miss Chloe Sullivan, as you see Lex then peeking through the peephole, watch what she does.
Oh.
You like that? She does a little giggle into Clark's shoulder on minute 12, second 38. Even Lionel is trying to keep a straight face right now. It's just funny because...
Weird cat.
You like that? By the way, this is like a second.
That was definitely like a goof.
Yes.
Like a little funny moment.
Here's also a funny
moment. And it looks
moment.
like Lionel's even smiling a bit.
That's what I mean. It looks like it could be an outtake, and that's the only time they could get her to keep a straight face.
Yeah, they just didn't think it'd do anything.
I just love that she goes into Clark's shoulder there. I'm like, ooh, you guys are.
She went into Tom's shoulder.
And that scene, that's what you call a Tom shoulder. I will give you that.
That's the Tom shoulder from Allison. Okay. And Lex is like, hey, why is she flirting with Clark like that?
So this part doesn't really make sense to me now. You see Lex looking out that peephole believing, oh my God, they're conspiring against me. I'm going to have to run. And he freaks out, turns around. Clark then we see coming into the barn. And now it's Lex happen to be singing a lullaby.
Hush, little baby. Don't sing a word.
Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird.
Yeah, so he's singing, and of course Clark is like slow walking up and approaching him, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, the baby's awake.
Shh, Clark. The baby is sleeping.
Daddy almost woke him.
And now Lex turns the chair around, and
It's just a blanket.
This lullaby he's been singing, it's a rolled up blanket. And now Clark is looking at Lex going, damn it, your dad was right.
Yeah, because it's like, what the hell? Because he even says, it's my brother Julian. He's asleep, Clark. Shh.
Lex? Shh, Clark. Shut up.
Shut up. And so he continues to sing to the baby. And of course, yeah, like you said, Clark is very much like, okay, so Lionel was right. And he's just watching him sing to the blanket.
And now we're having to go back to, okay, so was what Lex saw in the opening scene, was this real or was that fake? Now that we see that Lex has a blanket rolled up, we have Lionel's concern of him believing, oh my God, my son is crazy. Giving that type of speech to the Kent family. I mean, Jonathan even allowed Lionel to be in his house after giving his wife a watch. That to me shows weakness.
Well, they were outside. Did he even allow him in the house?
All I know is, why are you allowing him to stand right next to you?
Well, he was between him and the wife.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
It means he's showing his dick size.
I can smell your hormones from here, Lionel. Back up.
Yeah.
This is my redhead. Go find your own.
Well, you know, he just has her on the side, just like fingering her little butt.
That's not what he has. That is not what I was going to say.
John's doing that on the right side. He's arguing with Lionel.
That's not what he's doing.
What do you mean, dude? You know they're freaky.
No fingering butts.
Dude,
none of that.
Where does Clark get it from, bro? He gets it from them.
When has Clark done that?
Oh, you know he was, dude. That's probably why Jarrell picked the Kents. He was like, yo, this family's, they know what they're doing.
Listen, you got me on belly buttons, never buttholes. Going back to the scene now, it's the talk of
Lionel left.
Yes. Well, he didn't leave.
Lionel.
No, he did not leave. We have Martha and John talking to Clark, where now it's them having the conversation of, I've been hiding Lex. I saw him. He's with Chloe. He seems fine. He's perfectly fine. Clark, you just saw him rocking a blanket. I'm not sure if that's okay.
No, that's fine. No, that's cool. No, it's cool. You go up to your parents and be like, yo, guess what? But now he's telling them, and it's like, next thing I'm seeing is that he's, rocking a blanket to sleep, and he thinks it's a baby. So
Dad,
it's like,
he was scared.
I don't know what to do. Yeah, he said all these things, like he's scared. It's Morgan Edge. He's involved. John's like, Morgan Edge? He knows all about your powers.
Thanks for telling us sooner, jackass. And yeah, he is pissed.
He literally's like, Morgan Edge. He knows about your abilities.
How can you not tell us, Clark? Okay, well, there's more. What do you mean there's more?
More? I can't even compute the word more, bro.
He said Morgan Edge has had plastic surgery. Can somebody ask what type of plastic surgery did he have?
They just assume it's the entire face.
They assume it's face off.
Yeah.
That's what they assume.
Yo, his lips are done. Like, they're done differently, so you won't recognize them.
Like, at least Minority Report had them repair eyes and put in new ones. That is at least.
But that was like going too far, because you could change your face already.
Yeah, but sometimes that's not.
That was like that black market shit.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm not all about this, where nobody is asking and just assuming plastic surgery means facelift.
Dude, that's terrifying. Nope, I wouldn't do the eyes. You're scaring me now.
All right, so Jonathan is now giving a sarcastic response of, so Morgan Edge has had plastic surgery.
And he's alive.
Is this another one of Lex's delusions? I mean, come on, Clark, grow the fuck up.
They're really telling them this. They're just like, what if Lex just needs psychiatric care? And of course, John notices that Lex is now he was eavesdropping. He just showed up behind them at the house. You think you know people, and then you realize it's all just a facade.
Lex, wait, you know we only want the best for you. Shut the hell up, Martha. I heard you all talking.
It's like, yo, honestly, save all that crybaby bullshit.
Your little kid cabal.
You're such a selective group, aren't you? You're so secretive, plotting to, back me into the loony bin. And it's like...
Somehow Chloe turns the corner and has been chasing him where it looks like for 3 miles, and she was that far behind.
Yeah, Lex walked up to them, and there was a solid, 30 seconds happening there.
He eavesdropped on them for a solid 3 minutes.
Yeah, she just now noticed he was gone. She got into Clark's stash up there.
God, Chloe actually...
She's like, all I gotta do is watch him? All right. Nice baby, Lex. Cool brother. She's going along with it.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, no. I gotta go get him.
It's like, yeah, I thought about having a baby once. Looked away for a second, and then all of a sudden, Lex is gone. It's like, all right, well, completely sober now. And she's like, sorry, I tried to catch him.
And now Lex turns around and is disgusted and was like, I thought you were supposed to be my friend, Chloe. That was never the agreement with their relationship, so I don't know why he's so mad at her.
You're all watching me now?
Lex, I don't know. I think you should be watched at this point. Lex, where are you going, though? I'm gonna go find Morgan Edge, Clark. It's either them or me.
Yeah,
you choose.
All right, who are you choosing, though?
I'm not gonna lie. After seeing the rocking the blanket, I'm not gonna choose him. Or this is what I really thought. I thought that Clark was playing his own game here, where he was gonna trick Lex to think that, hey, I'm on your side. Let's just stop at this convenience store, and he's really gonna go to a psychiatric facility and then just leave him at the front.
That's a good friend.
I would think, you know what, that is a good friend.
But what you could also even go behind with, because I kind of agree with that. What if he is playing his own game here? Because we've all seen their reactions with Morgan Edge. Morgan Edge, it's like, oh shit, if he's involved, he knows about your abilities. We can't let Lex, go by himself to that, and what if he gets exposed?
That could be the case, or maybe it's this.
Or he's trying to rid Morgan Edge of just the entire situation.
And Lex maybe knows where Morgan Edge is. Yep. So he's going to at least trust that, even though, boy, oh boy, especially after this scene, I'm not trusting him at all.
Dude. Yeah, we're going to let this one play out because, my God, this is a doozy on Lex. So Clark decides to go with Lex. He's like, I'm going to go help him. Leaves the fam and Chloe behind. We're at the warehouse where we saw Lex and Morgan Edge meet just the day before.
Face off.
Yep, face off. And we walk in, and it's supposed to be abandoned, but it's not now. It's some sweatshop that's for fabrics or sewing and linens, whatever that is. And so it's I think it's predominantly a Chinese workshop in here or something like that.
This is all just fake Louis Vuitton everywhere. This is not good quality stuff. They all look not very well at stitching.
But it's full offices, desks and everything, full setup.
Clothes, and it looks like that it's been there for a while.
And what does Lex do? He's freaking out, but he grabs his neck again. It seems to be a tick, like you said. So maybe this is part of this. Maybe this is part of this whole thing going on. But of course,
I hate that Clark still gives him the benefit of the doubt, though. Maybe you were wrong, Lex. Maybe it's somewhere else. No, Clark, it was here. This is all part of the cover-up. Don't you believe me? Dude, at this point, no. 3 strikes, you're out.
This is only 2.
Man, the piece of glass is still not enough.
Well, maybe the baby's 2.
That's also Darius's message from the family. There's a lot of things wrong here.
I think we've hit 5 strikes.
Yeah, there's multiple outs going on.
And so, of course, Lex is now getting angry because Clark's like, look, why don't we just try looking somewhere else? And he's not really paying too much mind to it. He's like, come on, Lex, let's just go. And don't be too crazy. Is it possible that maybe you might just be imagining this? At all? And of course, Lex is furious, grabs what looks to be the manager, demands to know where Morgan Edge is, and then he just immediately puts his hand down at the sewing machine.
Do it, Lex. Do it.
Dude,
Instead, Clark stops him. God, I thought we were going to finally see something. Maybe then I would have been like, this episode is amazing.
Oh, and look at this. And then now, of course, Clark's like, dude, what the hell? Dude, chill out, bro. And he's like, look, we need to leave. It's like, Lex. He's like, Clark, am I imagining this? Am I imagining this? And he's holding up that piece of glass again. And it's like, I still can't get behind that, dude.
And what I love is that Clark is even thinking to himself, damn it, I did this to myself. Damn it, Clark. Sometimes you just don't need to pick up the trash. Sometimes let it be.
He's like looking at it, he's like, maybe you're right, Lex. Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on.
Stupid, Clark. Stupid.
Yeah, he's like thinking, it's like, I did volunteer. Okay, Morgan Edge is involved. Morgan Edge is involved. Morgan Edge is involved.
And Clark is still feeding into this theory where now we are going to be going to the Lex mansion where Clark is now showing him everything that he saw inside of the office, how the light or the window.
Trying to explain everything.
Yes.
And Clark even says, why don't we call the sheriff? Maybe they can get a forensics team in. Lex is still freaking out, still touching the neck. And then who do we have show up? Mr. Luther. Oh, it's Darius.
Looks like he really was on that vacation, and Lex cannot believe what he is seeing. But Darius even walks up to him and says, you're alive. How are you? Lex is now a little bit kind of shocked, disgusted. You're in on this. I know what you are.
And if Darius just denies it pretty much. Like, I mean, he's playing dumb here. Like, or, I mean, yeah, he's innocent for all we know. It's
Lex
like,
immediately has to grab that whiskey and start chugging. That's what we do whenever we're in these scenarios. I don't know what I'm talking about. Time to get wasted.
Time to get wasted. That's right. It's like, damn it. And Dr. Claire Foster then walks in. We all know her, the psychiatrist.
Did you call her?
And of course, Clark's like, dude, I don't even know who that is.
Who is that?
I love that. He's like, did you call my doctor? He's like, who is that? You have a doctor? Helen? Is it Helen?
First of all, Lex, I'm proud of you. Second of all, I've never met her.
And I was like, good for you, man. Good for you. I don't know who that is, though. And of course, now everyone's here. Claire Foster's been informed of the whole situation. Security called me, Lex. You need to come with me. You're basically having an episode.
I'm not going anywhere, Doctor. I'm fine.
Somebody tried to kill me. That's what he said.
I have proof. Look at this piece of glass. Look how small it is. This tells me I'm right.
Dude.
This means nothing, Lex.
The doctor's like, cool glass, man. Would you find that in the dirt outside?
Is it your special glass, Lex? Do you want to hold it?
Do you want to maybe cut yourself?
Lex, come into my car.
Maybe it's red from all his blood already.
What?
What?
Come on, Lex, bring your piece of glass. Let's go.
They're skipping down the hall with a glass in his hand. And of course, she does admit, look, Lex, yes, the window was broken because you threw this vase through the hall window. And it's like, what? So as the viewer, what are you believing at this point?
I'm believing Doctor.
Doctor?
Yeah. And it's strictly because the doctor has given me no reason for me to not be able to trust her. Although she was hired by Lionel, I still feel like she was looking out for Lex's best interests. So him throwing that vase outside the window is not kind of out of the realm of possibility. The other side is Joseph. I'm still going to go back to it. He was singing a lullaby to a fucking blanket.
Nah, dude, it was cool. Julian, dude, stop calling it a blanket. It was Julian.
You're a towel.
Dude, is that Clark's high blanket? Is that his towie?
Little blanket.
We got a new what if theory here.
It's actually his little washcloth.
Yeah, it was his washcloth. He needs a big one. And so, of course, Lex is like,
this, Doc?
what is these meds? Like, what are you giving me? Some kind of hallucinogen? And she goes, it's a sedative. Just like as if it's, I guess, a normal sedative. It's like, no.
You're working for my father.
We need to get you to the hospital, bro.
And now I still don't know what Clark is believing, but Darius then comes up behind Lex and says, all right, Mr. Luthor, everything's going to be fine. Just puts his hand on his shoulder as if he's wanting to help. Lex then unzips the man's jacket, pulls out the gun, and says, everybody on the ground!
Dude, he snatched that gun fast. That's a trained guy right there.
Yeah, I guess. Right now, it's a crazy person.
And of course, Lex is pleading his case still. It's a perfect plan, Clark. They're going to do all of this, try to send me to the loony bin, and of course, it's all because of what I know about my father and Morgan Edge. Think about it, man. And of course, they're pleading to Clark too. Dude, he's sick. Conspiracy theories are a symptom of the condition.
Shut up!
Lex is, dude, he is out of it, man. Like, eyes are starting to look crazy. He looks unwell. And he's basically about to cry because, like, dude, he knows what he's talking about is real. And it's like a complete episode moment. And of course,
I do enjoy the fact, though, I will give the episode this. It's a very passionate scene by the man because he truly says, Clark, I just don't know what's real anymore. Maybe I am crazy. And now you are starting to feel bad with Lex because in his own mind, it seems like he is trapped.
Yeah. And then he doesn't even know what to do himself. He's looking at him like,
you want to go
this
smoke
is my
a joint?
bro, dude. I can't leave him.
You want to go hit something?
Yo, let me show you a real sedative. Yo, Claire Foster, I know.
Time.
Yo, I know your shit ain't working.
All right, so after our little commercial break, however, I do want to now kind of correct it because I have to now make sure I get this proper. So we're getting to the Smallville stables, which reminds me of Horse Sense, that Disney movie, where I was trying to make the comparison with the Lawrence brothers, had to get the name of the title of the movie right, but I also have to mention it was a land trust. And that is what occurred in order for the Kents to be able to keep their property and how the property was still in their name.
So, so Horse Sense was like, what year? So 1999. So
yeah.
It's like a prequel in a sense. Same universe. It's just like off in maybe a not so distant area where that maybe land trusts are a thing, man.
It's so funny you say that because with Joey Lawrence being that city guy, obviously he's from Metropolis. Obviously his cousin's farm is probably in the same area of the Kent's farm. I mean, there's a lot of farms, right?
That's right.
So yes, Horse Sense in the Disney universe, Smallville, they are all connected.
Yeah, Disney and...
Just know, Marvel, DC was there first.
That's true.
Smallville connects us all. But let's get to those stables.
Yeah, the Smallville stables. It's so just open to the public like this at night?
But hold on. Because we got to get to this. Because I feel like a question has been answered for us. Remember what we said? Where the hell does she store her horses? She obviously doesn't have the next store anymore in order to have
public
the stables. So... in Smallville, they have public stables.
Yeah.
And that's what we're able to see in this scene with Lana now arriving. Because obviously, this is where she has to keep her horses. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I have to agree with that because, I mean, it makes perfect sense. It does.
I didn't know that Smallville just had public stables, though.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of land, a lot of horses, a lot of cows. I bet there's stables for cows, too.
If I was a Smallville villain, I'd steal those horses.
That'd, like, be the worst villain ever. Dang, who keeps stealing our horses?
I'm the horse thief. It's all I did in Red Dead.
So, I guess... Well, does she even... She does still have the horse, right?
Yeah, she still has the horse.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to think of...
She still has Whitney's horse, too.
Well, Whitney's horse, and what was the other one? Well, that was Whitney's horse.
They should probably call one of the horses Cyrus in honor of him.
Yeah, we're just going to call that horse Cyrus. We'll call that horse Cyrus because she still has Cyrus, yes. And so Lana shows up to the stable, and Clark's here. Clark is like, look, got a situation. And he's like, yeah, what's up? I brought food and blankets or whatever. And food and drinks. And, of course, shows Lex. Just looks like just out of it, depressed,
this guy.
sad. He's like, I got this piece of shit with me right now.
Lana, I'm tired of looking after him. Can you please take over? I'll be back in a few hours.
Yeah, you'll see me tomorrow. You got it, right? You good?
You good, right? All right, thanks for bringing the food.
And so, of course, he's like explaining to Lana, hey, thinks people are after him, so he thinks he's being drugged. And of course, Lana's like, why didn't you tell me about this?
Because Lex told me not to, because anybody that knows their lives are in danger. I didn't want to have to put you in that position again. I love you. I just can't say that because I suck.
Yeah. It's a nice moment, huh? It's like, what exactly are we mixed up in? He goes, I wish I knew.
But you don't.
Because I'm so high right now.
But you know. Clark, you know, though. So I'm missing something.
Yeah, I want to put you in danger real quick, and I'm not going to tell you how I know about everything that's happening right now.
Also, the guy that's after me, straight up killer.
Straight up killer. He's been to my barn.
And
he's even threatened my parents.
I'm just
you killed his henchman.
And I'm going to let you know this like ahead of time, too. They also are trying to kill Lex right now, and they failed inside of his mansion. So if they try to come from an open stable, all I'm going to say is, make sure you put your head down.
Nah, we don't do that in the Smallville stable, bro.
Yeah, instead Lana does ask, well, where are you going to go? Well, I'm going to have to go and talk to Chloe, and we're going to
get some evidence, baby.
That's what Chloe is there for. You know what you're here for? Bringing the food.
And yeah, it's really honestly it. There's nothing else. Well, dude, she killed Morgan Edge's henchman.
I know, which is why not bring the fighter? Why not allow Pete to watch Lex?
We don't need Pete, Taylor.
Why can't we invite
mentioning
Pete?
Him, dude?
Why?
Look,
where is he?
His role is already filled, and her name is Lana.
I know, but like what we're talking about, I would be able to go and see my researcher while also bringing my badass Chun-Li with me. So I have the best of both worlds here. Pete can stay with the psychopath because he's been a dickhead of a friend this season.
Nah, he's
What, Clark, you having visions? Idiot.
That was a great time, man. Come back again, Pete, just for one of those moments. Just that, and go away again. But
that's it.
And of course, Lex even goes, don't worry, Lana. I'll tell you everything. No problem. And of course, we cut to Chloe. She's over here waiting for Clark to meet up with her. And they, of course, you want to talk about this because of our... It's so bizarro.
Okay, where what we do have happen is Clark being able to hand Chloe a piece of evidence for her to be able to go and test.
It's the sedative, I believe. Like the drugs that he took from the foster lady.
To see if there's really something that's inside of it that's really making Lex go crazy. So he's trying to see if Lex is actually right. Chloe then says, don't worry, I got somebody at the pharmacology institution in order
Pharmaceutical source, I'll hit him up. What the hell, dude? Everything.
Hey, she probably walked in on that guy having sex with his wife at work, too. She bribes everybody that way. She plays the long game.
She learned from Lionel.
Oh, no, she's been doing this for 9 years. She knows much more than Lionel.
And of course, Clark's about to look into the security guard thing for this whole conspiracy and whatnot.
Well, he says for her to look up the two security guards because they're probably in on this too. And Chloe then stops him before he can take off and says, look, man, I've dug up some medical records and apparently Lex has had this kind of thing happen before. What do you mean? Well, after his brother died, Lex went right back to boarding school, and soon after he started, he seemed to have some pretty bizarro behavior. Why do we have to throw that in? If you're
why wasn't it just bizarre?
Because you have to give me a wink while I'm watching.
Oh, thanks for the not even a chubby, bro.
I know. At least show him in the distance as she says bizarro. And just,
yeah, what if she just tweaked a bit, you know?
Oh, that would have been great.
Bizarro.
Even though I would not want Chloe to tweak. She's better than that. No.
She would be a tweaker.
At this point, Lex is the tweaker.
So, yeah, we know that.
That's who could have changed it to him.
And what's even funny is because, of course, even Clark has to say it again. What do you mean, bizarro?
Why are we repeating ourselves? Obviously, you heard me. Well, I do want to say this, Clark. When his housemaster went looking for him because Lex was missing, they found him in the middle of the night underneath the school bell singing a lullaby to a wrapped up blanket. Does that sound a little familiar? I want to believe in this conspiracy, but sometimes it could just be what it shows, and that Lex is crazy. He could be losing his mind.
And Clark, I mean, even backed by this, bro, it's like, damn. He's like really stuck in a pickle here. He's like, damn it, dude. Like, what the hell? And so he did just end on that. And yes,
hold on. I do have to ask you before you go on to the next scene here. What are you believing? What do you believe after seeing Lex at this point in the episode? We're a little more than halfway. Are you now starting to believe that he's crazy, or do you believe that there is somebody that's pulling the strings here?
I was honestly thinking it had to be a mix of both. And certain things are facts, and they were just used as part of the whole game.
But, okay.
To back up a long, ongoing, and long type of conspiracy.
Now, let me ask you this. If this is a conspiracy, and that's why I even put this in my notes, so don't even worry, I'm not trying to, foreshadow anything here. But do you think that then Lex has been poisoned since his brother died? Or do you think that Lex just had that psychotic break and now they're using it against him? I just don't know how he would have been able to repeat that behavior, no matter what drug you're giving him, unless there is some type of loose screw.
It would probably work out better, of course, if they didn't use drugs at all in the first time. And it was just like he just really had a psychotic break, and then maybe he went to get meds or something. But
it's just after Lewis, it really is hard to believe with Lex. And that's where I'm at with it. It's a coin flip for me.
What? But this was baby Julian, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it's still a blanket. It doesn't help me believe anything that he is doing. I can't buy into that he is a sane person. If anything, somehow I need both of them to lose. I need Lex to go into a facility, and I need Lionel to somehow get caught that he is the one that set everything up. I gotta have both, but Lex has gotta go somewhere. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, dude, we'll see what happens to him, We don't know what happens to him, right?
Spoiler.
And so we're back at the stable. We're back at the Smallville stable, and of course, Lana's like, "You thirsty?" And he's, of course, yeah. And Lana pours up some water, or this drink.
Stop it. It's chamomile.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's chamomile, apparently. Because Lex looks at it, he doesn't take a drink. He's like, "What is this?" And she tells him that. And of course, she also says it'll help you relax. And that was like the last thing Lex needed to hear. Because obviously he's like, "Liar. What? What? What, Lex? Liar, you're trying to drug me. You're trying to drug me. I should have never trusted you." And of course, he's like freaking out. He's like, "Get away from me." He literally grabs Lana as he's trying to storm out, tosses her in one of the stables with one of the horses, and it freaks one of the horses out, bro. And he goes up, and is just like literally pounding on Lana's body. We're hearing very big smacks, even cracks. Dude, this is bad. And of course, you're like, oh, Smallville's probably going to tone it down. But no. We get a glimpse of what Lana looks like after the horse calmed down and Clark got there. Her leg, half of it, is snapped the other way. She's laying on the ground, belly first, bro. Her back leg is pointing in a whole different direction.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw these things out there to you. One, if I'm Lana, I'm never doing Clark a favor ever again in my life. Because somehow me helping Lex and pouring him some goddamn chamomile has turned into him throwing me into a stable where then a killer horse, just jumps on me. And now, two, I'm disappointed in Lana. Isn't she supposed to be some type of horse wrangler? Shouldn't she know horses had to be able to calm them down or what to do? I'm pretty sure it doesn't say in the book you should crawl away underneath it.
Well,
it does not say crawl away underneath
it. Try to scroll away. But then again, what if this is not her horse? This is probably not her horse, bro. And maybe it's like they're trained horses and they're freaking out with something like that.
I know. But what if she stood up? What if scenario she Chun-Li kicked it? What would happen then?
Clark's like, yo, where's Lex, Lana? What'd you do to the horse?
All right, and third and final thing.
Where's the chamomile?
I told you to hold on to that.
I wanted some.
And third and final thing, when Clark comes up and Lana's leg is completely pointed the other way, he's like, Lana, get up. What are you doing? Get up. He's like not as concerned as he should be with her leg looking like that.
He's not.
He really should be.
I think he's more concerned about the horse. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, horse, you did this?
He's like shaking her like, hey, come on.
Yo. You're my new horse.
Lana, what the fuck is Lex?
I see you dropped the chamomile.
Let's go back to that.
I was walking in, Lana. I noticed you dropped the chamomile. What is going on here? Oh, what happened to your leg?
All right. So, wow, that was actually pretty horrific.
That's a nuts scene. That's gonna be like top scene this year, bro.
As worse.
This season, sorry.
Worst scene, right?
Well,
where did the killer horse come from?
Have we had a best and worst Lana moment? We have, right?
Well, I'm not even gonna blame Lana in this scenario. I don't know how you could.
No, that's just gonna be worse. It's actually the worst thing that's happened to her, bro.
She gave up Clark's chamomile.
She gave it up, dude, knowing damn well what the repercussions were gonna be. And look what happened. Clark showed up. He's like, "Look what happened when you tried to play God. You tried to play God on me." And now Lex is gone.
I'm just going to go back to, if I'm Lana, I'm never, ever hanging out with Clark again. Ever.
Dude, no, yeah. That's the real important thing here, because this is going to be part of our, how we feel about the show here and the plot. Lana shouldn't just disassociate with Clark a bit. I would say we're just going to be on maybe waving and nods standards.
We somehow got into the Cyrus Tina bubble, and we need to get out of that bubble. That's a bad one. We got a little too close on the inside.
It seems that people who are different need to just stay away. But we can also blame Lana because she's a meteor freak herself, right?
That's true, and apparently she even attracts them before they are even meteor freaks, aka Seth.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Snow globes all the way.
And now we have here Lex, who ran away from the stable after he just obliterated Lana's leg indirectly. He decides, standing in the middle of the road like some hooligan, and he limps up to a driver who happens to be the nicest person ever, because I would have not stopped for this crazy-looking person.
I even put in my notes, too. I go, this guy was so nice to pull over and be like, hey, everything okay? And Lex decides to grab this guy out and then throw him down a hill. That guy's dead.
Dude, you gave him a concussion. He was on his way home to dinner.
Joseph, that guy is still falling as we speak. There is no way that he'll end. He was still tumbling, and that's why Lex was still watching while he then gets into the truck. It's a good 5 seconds. That's a long tumble.
It was like a hot rod tumble. And of course, this guy just has a whole rifle just hanging in the back of his truck.
Remember in Van's episode, they said, rifle in the back of the truck? You can find that in about anybody here in Smallville. Looks like they were right.
Continuity. Yeah, way to keep it up on that part. Yeah.
Season 3, bringing the fire.
I think they tend to lean more towards the actions of, Sheriff Adams and just the overall culture of Smallville, Just have the rifles ready. Help out any white man.
That's true.
Sheriff Adams County.
You know what we should have tested? Is if Darius was in the middle of the road, would that guy have stopped? That's the real question.
What about even Pete? I mean, I know he's tied to the Rosses, but would that guy know?
Pete would probably know the guy. Pete knows everybody in town.
Oh, Keith!
Oh, hey, man.
Dude, oh, P. Ross. You know my dad.
He's the judge that put you away.
No, I think that's the uncle or something.
Either way, it's Judge Ross. We don't know. We can't confirm.
Or I think that's the mom that we thought. Anyways, we can't go back into that. Pete's irrelevant.
Corn factory. Cream corn.
Now we go back because Lex obviously hijacked that car. And now we go back to the hospital. And of course, Clark is here with Lionel standing at the window looking at Lana, who now has a whole needle cast thing going on her leg. Like, they had to definitely severe work on that.
Clark is seriously concerned about Lana, even though we love to make jokes about it. This is a very serious scene where Clark is really worried, where Lionel then decides to have the balls to come up to Clark and tell him some damn Don Quixote story about, I don't know who the bigger fool is. Is it Don Quixote or his squire that gave into his craziness? What do you think? Dude, not the time!
I'm like looking at him like, Stop talking to me.
Yeah,
Do you see what I'm dealing with right now? Your son did this, okay? Alright? And he's like, but I get why he would be angry, though. Like, this is, like, Lionel's furious here, low-key. It's like, dude, you obviously knew where he was. And it's like, he probably knew that Clark knew, but he just didn't admit it.
Well, and that's what Lionel does do in this scene, is to throw it in Clark's face, being able to say, listen, I'm sorry for your friend, but we both know whose fault this is and why she's ended up in this place.
You.
And then Clark says, no, we don't. And then before he could finish, Lionel, no!
Yeah, he's screaming in this hospital.
He's screaming at him. He's like,
nurses and doctors like, man, I'm glad he's not my dad.
Yeah, he's really like, the Kemp boys getting another whooping, and it's not by Jonathan this time. He can't catch a break.
No. He cannot. And of course, I was like, look, if you had just told me where he was in the first place, your friend wouldn't be fighting for her life in there. And like, yeah. And Chloe interrupts the convo, or the chewing out, I should say.
Oh, yeah, you mean that, yeah, the ass chew? Yeah, that was just total annihilation.
Clark took that like he was talking to a coach or something.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to really get from Lionel. And guys, I know we all know he's evil. But here's the issue I'm having. I really do believe in that scene that he was kind of like pissed off at Clark for just not helping the situation. Like, he was just yelling at him, being like, dude, you've made up all these excuses for him. You have found and seen for yourself nothing has been true.
Yeah.
What more proof do you need when your friend is actually hurt because that man threw him into the stable with the killer horse? That's a problem. And Clark has to be able to acknowledge it. And that's where I feel like, even though Lionel is sick and twisted, he's got a point. But with Chloe coming up, that now turns the room awkward. And he says, you need to tell me where he is before any more damage is done. Miss Sullivan, I'll see you around. And now we have Chloe and Clark now discussing the drug analysis of Lex's medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we find out?
It's a common sedative, bro. It's a common sedative, so it's like...
Oh my God, look at that band in her leg.
Dude.
Look at it.
Lana's work on her leg, bro. It's believable, dude. Look, we saw what happened.
From the bottom of my heart, I'm never talking to Clark again.
Dude, if I woke up and the first person I saw was Clark, oh, bro.
Oh my God.
Bro. I'm be like, why the fuck are you here?
Oh, who do you want me to watch now, Clark?
You watching me? You watching me now?
What's great?
I don't want you anywhere near me. I'm about to call Sheriff Adams. I know she hates you. And she'll... Yeah. I'll be her new favorite.
She's going to take care of this, Clark. I'm going to reveal everything to her. He's been saving this many people every single day.
I can't arrest him because he's actually the town hero.
But what we do have is now the scene with Clark and Chloe where they are talking about what she found inside of the drugs, that they were legitimate. And that Lex, there's no way he's able to see pink elephants with this medicine. So the question is, if it's not the pills, then what is it, or that's getting into his system that's making him believe these things?
And of course, Daphne puts it together. He's like, wait, what about the food, the drinks? It's all given to Lex. He never knows where it's coming from.
Joseph, why are we still believing Lex?
Dude, Because Lionel's a piece of shit.
Like, I get it,
everyone
but why?
knows, dude. They think what if they truly just believe at this point it's a sick Luther game? It has to be Lionel.
So they're really like, we're gonna sacrifice it. We've done so many wrong things in the past where we have guessed the incorrect answer, so we're just gonna dive on this. Like, this is the ultimate bet. They put it all on black, and they said, spin the wheel.
But maybe they're just maybe they just really love Lex, bro. They're just like, dude, he can't be this like crazy about it if it's like not at least somewhat real.
It's interesting that you're actually buying into them still going along with him. I would have sold out.
No, I mean, if realistically, I'll probably sell out with you, but it's like,
okay,
I get why they're doing it.
Okay, but I don't.
It's like,
no.
I wouldn't do the same. Now this is a fun scene because they put together the whole thing. So Clark's like, I'm gonna go back to the mansion, and like, all right, how'd you do it? Shows up talking to Darius. He's like, who the hell are you?
Why is Darius sitting down reading? What is he doing?
It's his mansion now.
What? That's not your office, Darius. What's going on?
He has to stand guard for the office.
Who is he standing guard from? Or who? For who? What's going on?
Maybe he's an on-site security guard, so he lives there. So maybe he's just in the office.
Maybe he pulled a Clark Kent and he invited a girl over, and so he was acting like he was reading when somebody was walking in. My bosses are away. Come over.
Now we get your cow scene, dude.
Oh, yes. Because in this part where Darius is not going to tell Clark anything, he says, come on, you're just a farm boy. Why don't you get out of here? Stop trying to bully me. And then before he could say another word, Clark grabs his arm and, in fact, bullies him. Throws him to the ground and says, you didn't know a farm boy could do this. Come on, man, you're about to break my arm. Well, I guess you better tell me exactly what happened.
How'd you drug Lex?
Okay. It was in the scotch.
And what did we see earlier? Even mid-argument, he sipped more of that scotch. So then it was even affecting him even more, bro.
Well, Clark is then asking, who is the one that's drugging him? I don't know. I've never met them before. They just have a cell phone number. So, is Darius the one that's putting something in the scotch? Or is it somebody else?
Yes, he's being told to do it.
Okay.
That's what I got from that.
Okay, I was just kind of... So Darius is actually...
Because he's only asking, how'd you do it? Because he knows it was Darius. He just had a hunch. Okay. Because he's Daphne, and he had Velma's help.
All right, so he should break his arm.
Yeah, he pulled out a cow move, and it was awesome. Very intimidating. He was like, dude, I will shatter you, bro.
All right, but Clark does tell him, you know what? You need to call them, whoever comes on the other line. You need to tell them to meet me at the stables.
At the Smallville stables at noon because he's about to have those horses trample on them.
Tell them to go into stable 3. His name is Killer Frost.
I'll send Lana in to freak him out again. I'll put her hospital bed right in there. She won't even be awake.
See, why couldn't they do something cool like that? If the horse's name was like Killer Frost or something, that'd be like so awesome.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What a nod.
What? I don't know what's worse, the Bizarro or the Killer Frost there on the horse.
You know what? They're pretty equal.
Welcome to Horse Sense 2. Killer Frost.
Sorry, but Horse Sense 2 was actually them going onto a fishing boat where they thought they were going to spend a vacation together.
This is real?
Yep. It turns out that the fishing boat is then attacked by pirates where they end up on an island, the 3 Lawrence brothers together, because the cousin, Andy, older brother, Joey in real life, they then meet Matt, the middle one, and he is the captain where they then get caught up in all this mess. It's a good action film.
I hate you so much.
Can you believe that, man? That's just there.
Dude.
How is my wife with me?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And he says, kid, you're crazy. They're going to kill you, bro. What do you mean? And of course, Clark says, I'll take my chances. And he smiles. Dude.
What's with the smile? That's what I was asking. What's going on?
He likes doing that, bro. He's getting a taste, bro. That's the whole theme. We got the theme here this season, bro.
He's below me, so I can do this if I want to do this.
Yeah.
Just
like, no. I'm going to get my way.
Yeah.
I can play dirty.
I don't know if I like this Clark.
No, but it makes sense because he's so young, bro. A young Clark would do this.
Maybe, but it's still...
It's like a young Batman, bro.
He still has had his strength for so long, it now surprises me that he's using it right now on Darius of all people.
He knows he's a pussy.
Okay. Well, Darius, he hasn't been around for quite a while, only when Helen was around, so I'm going to have to give that to you. But now on the next scene, we are in Lionel's office at Luther Corp, where as soon as him and a security guard walk in, Lex has the gun that was in the back of that red truck, and he hits the bodyguard in the face, knocking him out. Now Lionel is telling Lex, put the gun down, son. Everything is fine. We could just sit down and talk. Oh, yeah? You want a nice father-son sit down? Yeah, let's just do that. Come on. Well, how about we talk about how you and Morgan Edge killed my grandparents together? What a crazy world. How about we do this whole thing on Oprah?
Dude, it's this whole thing with Lionel and Lex here where it's just like, look, son, I found out the same thing you did. You know, I just stopped. I just didn't do anything about it. I hired Edge to blow it up for the insurance money, you know? Just like you planned it, huh, Dad?
Lex, no, they were my parents. Of course I would never do that. Remember our game. I only put people in a situation that were related to in a death scenario, but I will not pull the trigger.
He's like, look, son, I know you don't want to hurt me. You know what disappoints me, Dad? He's like, all right, cool, tell me. You hired your pros to kill me? But it's like, if you want something done right, do it yourself. That's what you told me, bro.
Lex, the person responsible is Morgan Edge. It's not me. I know where he is.
Yeah, and so, of course, Lex then all of a sudden is holding Lionel at gunpoint. Not really, because he's only going to shoot, like, over his shoulder.
Well, yeah, obviously, because he decides to say, shh, Dad, you're going to wake the baby.
And then Lionel's like, oh, the baby?
Is it Julian again?
Yeah, and he, of course, is like, look, you know you don't like it. I don't like it when you wake him. And, of course, Lionel's saying, Lex, it was an accident. You need to stop thinking about that. Julian is dead.
Shut the fuck up! Tell me where Morgan Edge is!
He's mad, and he's doing the neck thing again, bro. Like, he looks crazy.
And
I think he looks worse when he came back from the island.
I don't know, man. This is actually pretty brutal. But Lionel is writing down the exact location for Morgan Edge and handing it to Lex and says, I cannot bear to lose another child. What? He deserves this.
Well, Lionel deserves a lot too, buddy.
Lex then pistol whips him across the face, knocking him out.
Knocks out Lionel. Lex is like,
who's your daddy now?
Now we go to the Smallville stables. It must be
Number 4.
It must be noon. And so now we have a tree. Oh my God, bro. Let me talk about, oh my Lord, okay. Smallville stables, right? It's
Splinter
right
Cell.
there. No, it's right there. Broad daylight, it's noon. Clark's there. He looks around. Dude, not even, what, like 30 feet, bro? Like 30 feet ahead?
I have a question. This is the guy from his mansion, right?
The one at the beginning?
Yeah.
I would assume so. We never got to see that person.
And so the whole thing happened because they made a phone call in order to say to meet at the stables, but instead they just sent a bodyguard, one guy, into the woods with a gun. They sent one guy.
Oh, you call that the woods? I call that just the fence.
Oh,
there.
I thought we saw the woods though in previous episodes. You know, with Pete and them finding the cabin and all that stuff. They have woods in Smallville.
I mean, they do, but this right here, where this guy is standing, he's in broad daylight, bro. How did he think he would camouflage at all? In front of Clark? Because Clark, he looks down his scope, and immediately Clark's gone. Clark comes up behind, chokes him out, or about to, and he's like, "You better tell me who your boss is right now."
Do you think Morgan Edge picked up like the Kent book of plans? Like it was just that was the plan that he decided with. We're gonna send one guy, and I already know that Clark has powers.
That's right.
So it's one guy that I'm going to be able to send.
Well, remember, it's Darius that called. They don't know it's Clark.
So Darius calls this person on the other line to say, meet Lex at the stable?
Yeah.
And they send one guy?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a good plan still.
Dude, hey, jot it down.
Yeah, they put, okay, that goes into
Jot
the Kent book of plans.
And so now we actually go, what we assume here is now the location of the boss. And who do we have again? We have Morgan Edge.
And he's wearing the suit that John Travolta wore in the very only Punisher movie. Fantastic. And now he is walking towards the window of the house, opening it up. And he is saying, This air smells too crisp. It's hurting my throat that is now swollen. He turns around, sees the bodyguard, but he also hears a sound, and he tells that bodyguard, you know what, you need to go check that out. Now we're having some questionable sounds where it sounds like the bodyguard has then been knocked out. So what does Morgan Edge do? He decides to pull the gun out from his pocket and starts walking towards that sound, calling towards him, Jameson, Jameson, where are you?
And yeah, he has his chrome pistol as well. Everyone loves chrome around here.
And what does he find on the ground? Jameson.
Jameson knocked out, dude.
Hold on. And I actually thought in this scene, by the way, this was Clark. I go, oh, Clark has knocked him out. Clark is now
because we only saw him just before.
Yeah,
right.
And now he's at Morgan Edge's house in order to stop him. But it turns out that as Morgan Edge is then standing up, we see Lex behind him with the gun and says, you're going to tell me everything. And Morgan thinks that he has the upper edge, saying, oh, you like what I did there? Morgan thinks he has the upper edge.
You're disgusting.
But he then says, come on, put the gun down. We could talk like this. If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead by now. What are you even talking about? You really believe that you can just escape without anybody trying to kill you? Come on, Lex, it's time to grow up. You're lying. This is all you.
Lex is just furious here. And of course, yeah, you definitely thought it was Clark at the beginning. And Lex doing the neck thing once again. Morgan is just talking about how Lionel said he couldn't bear to lose another child. He wanted it this way. So he's just admitting that Lionel's behind this whole entire plan. So it starts to question, how smart is Lionel?
But we also then have Morgan even telling Lex, yeah, how's that neck feel? Those muscle aches?
Sleeplessness?
Yeah, you're starting to feel it, aren't you?
All common side effects of the drugs.
And now we have the reveal of still Morgan being able to say this is Lionel, but Morgan seems to know all about the drugs. So the issue I have with Morgan saying this is why I had to pause. Why would Morgan and Lionel be working together?
I don't know, the blood thing?
Because you gave me a mason jar full of this blood.
Oh, wait, no, you know what it was? I think right as Morgan, after he did that confession, he hit up Lionel and was like, yo, Lex knows about all this crap, so let's figure out something here.
Maybe. I don't understand why they would need to do it together. In fact, I'm more disappointed in Lionel being like, once again, you can't take out your own son, so you call your best friend in order to do it.
But he's not even really taking him out because, like Morgan said, he was doing this whole elaborate plan to just make him look crazy. And of course, Lex is like, I knew I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, but obviously, whenever you're making somebody crazy, you're really rolling the dice on how they're going to react, especially with Lex, because he's already thrown a guy down a hill.
Yeah.
And that guy's dead.
No, he's got a few scrapes.
No, full on dead.
And of course, yeah, again, Morgan's just telling him he thought of everything. First the dope, then getting the window fix, setting up the sweatshop. All little details to push you over the edge. He did it himself, dude.
Yeah.
See?
You hear that, bud?
You copied him.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm so good
You
at this.
copied him, dude.
No, he copied me. I said it first.
And of course, Morgan's just like, look, take a look around, man. All these digs and everything. Look, it's your old man. He cut a deal with me. I mean, it's a pretty elegant plan.
You think I can afford all this myself? Hell no. Obviously, your father had something to do with this. So you know what, Lex? You got a choice to make. Either can you form a coherent sentence, or anything, you sound like a raving madman. All I know, Lex, is that you don't look so good, but he doesn't have to win. We can be a team. We can bring him down together. And I don't like what Morgan is trying to sell, Lex. Obviously, I'm not buying into it. Where Lex then says, you know what, maybe I'll just kill the both of you then. But before Lex can then pull the trigger, we have Mr. Clark Kent then running into the room.
Speeds in, already just immediately takes the gun from Lex. And Lex is like, what the hell? Where'd you come from? And of course, hey, Cal. I had a feeling we'd see each other again.
Why is he woozy?
Huh?
Why is he woozy?
Oh, dude, you know we can't talk about this anymore.
Why is he woozy?
We can't talk about
What
this anymore.
is going on?
Dude.
What is going on? Why is the moment that he walks in and grabs the gun from Lex, it's, like, what is that? No! You're at least a couple feet away. I don't understand. Now he starts wrapping it around his fist. God.
Look, he's standing up, dude.
Yeah, he's standing up, trying not to cry right now because Lex is standing right there.
Is there kryptonite?
And all Morgan Edge is doing is wrapping the belt around his knuckles, saying, I learned this from your father.
He's like, yeah, I was hoping we meet again because now I have these. And of course, Lex is like, you two know each other? The last thing he needed to hear. And of course, even Morgan's like, yeah, man, we go way back.
Lex then walks around Clark. So you got a new best friend? So you got?
You're in on this too, Clark?
You think he's better than me?
It's because he has hair.
Is that what's going on?
Is it because he has hair? Just tell me now if it's because he has hair.
Listen, I'll get a face off too. Will that make
I'll get a transplant. Hair transplants, I swear to God.
Plastic surgery.
Give me your hair. I hear it's really good. And of course, Morgan just starts beating up Clark.
Before that, Clark, it's not what you think, and then he takes the fist in the face.
It's not what you think, and he just gets beat up by Morgan Edge here. Lex is just watching it happen because he's just freaking out like, what is going on here? This guy knows this 17, 16-year-old, bro, and is just beating the shit out of him. Lex is probably like, what? You're beating up a child? Whoa.
And that is why it makes sense that Lex would then pull the gun out and then shoot
Morgan out the window.
Because he hasn't proved that Clark has any type of powers, actually. And
it looks like he's just beating up a kid. A child. Yeah. Hey, Cal. What's up, man? He's like, you know this child? Yeah, we go way back. What are you talking about?
And by the way, again, no hidden powers. It could have just been an older man wrapping up some brass knuckles and then beating a child with them as if it was a weapon. Nothing he did there was proof that there was abilities involved.
Is this like your Uncle Clark? Who is this?
Is that why you don't talk about your grandpa?
Yo, I thought I had it bad.
But Lex does pull that trigger where now Morgan Edge has completely fallen to the ground here. Clark is then laying on the ground as well, next to all of the kryptonite rocks.
He says thank you to Lex here. But Lex is like, don't thank me.
You're a part of this, and now I have to kill you too.
I love how they colored the rocks. They truly did some like digital enhancement, like just drawing over it, like a highlight. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I did notice that. The only thing I also noticed is that Clark can obviously get out of these scenarios because he's had rocks around him before where magically he's able to get up.
Clark trying to crawl, toss all these rocks away, or just crawl away while doing that too.
He's pushing them while crawling into them. I don't understand his strategy here at all.
Clark's high as shit right now. And so he's like telling Lex, dude, I would never try to hurt you, bro. Like, please, I swear I'm not behind this.
What's the price of a Judas kiss, Clark? What does that mean?
I don't know. I think he's just out of his mind, man.
Kiss?
Yeah. What's the price of a Judas's kiss? And of course, he notices that Edge is now gone.
And he says, Clark, not on the lips.
Clark, you stay here. I'll be back for that kiss. And so Lex is running out. And immediately, Morgan Edge is already in the car. And Lex stands in front. And he's going at it. We're playing chicken now. And he's just immediately shooting all his entire clip into the windshield. And Morgan Edge has gotten shot like 3 times or 4 times here. And then Clark manages to speed up again over to Lex, pushes him out the way, but stands in front of the car and immediately just breaks it. This is Constantine.
And we see oh yeah, you're talking about whenever.
The first scene?
Yes, wherever.
The Mexican dude gets hit.
He finds the spear that pierced Jesus' side. Oh my God.
And we just had a Judas reference.
Oh, good call there. So you're saying Constantine copied Smallville. Yes.
That's right, because Constantine was after.
Yes.
What was it, like 05, 06?
Yeah, I thought it was 04.
You could be right. Damn, same year then.
Hey, Constantine 2 is coming out, so obviously
Miguel.
it doesn't change.
Miguel?
Hey, you know who does not act like Constantine at all?
No. Don't talk about that. We had a good moment there. You don't have to go
I'm going to
into
spit
it.
on it. I have to spit on it. Yeah, Keanu Reeves is not Constantine.
Dude, it was a solid movie.
Yeah, without him, you can replace him with the TV actor. And
Matt
then
Ryan,
we got
yes,
something.
Matt Ryan is
Yes.
Constantine for sure.
That's
But
what we
get
should-
ready for the Constantine 2 sequel, okay?
Yeah, with Keanu Reeves. So
Yes.
I don't get anything that I want as usual.
Well, we don't know that because James Gunn is now behind all of this, and Peter Safran.
Yes, Peter Safran. So both of them are doing the co-CEO thing, which, by the way, I think is going to be able to work out only because I feel like one's going to focus on TV, the other on movies, no? Isn't that what you would do?
It might be a mix of both, dude, because James Gunn has done TV already, Peacemaker.
Yeah, and he's done. Yeah, but I want him to do movies because no matter what anybody says about Suicide Squad, sure, you can say the ending got a little bit slow, but that first hour and 15 is absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good and
That's a
so
Suicide
enjoyable.
Squad movie, dude.
Exactly.
Or story.
It just reminds me so much of the actual animated film where it's the Arkham Asylum Suicide Squad movie. Just reminds me so much of that fun characters where all of them are going to die. That's what you want.
Yeah. I don't care about any of these people. All right. Anyways, after our little rant there, we have to get back to the fact that Clark just completely demolished his car.
And not only
It
that,
should blow up, no?
it folds. So whenever it hits him, it's exactly the Constantine scene where it's the two sides then fold to his sides where he
Just wrap
rips it
around.
apart, though.
Mhm.
He completely rips it and then throws it to the side. And now he turns around and says, "Oh, Lex, you were right there?"
He looks at Lex and he's like, and Lex is just like astonished, bro. He's looking at Clark. He's like, dude, I was right about you, Clark. You're not even human. And he has tears in eyes. He's like, bro, he is reacting like a fanatic here.
And Clark is completely terrified, staring at Lex as if he just got spooked, bleeding still from his face. Lex then looks at the ground, smiles. A car pulls up, and it turns out it is the security along with the Dr. Foster, where they have then come out saying, "Lex, what is going on?" He destroyed the car like it was a toy. And they go, "Who are you talking about?" "Look, it was..." And there's nobody there, just the destroyed car. Clark has left him once again, now abandoning his friend, saying, "Lex, guess what? You're crazy, sorry." After everything, he abandons him.
Because when Clark showed up, he didn't hear the whole thing about Morgan Edge saying that Lionel did plan all of it. He got there, and then Morgan just all about Cal. So he's like, "What's up, Cal?" And then that happened. So it's like, now he decided to give up on Lex, but he still took care of the Morgan Edge thing for himself.
So in the end, Clark was not caring about anybody but himself.
With that ending there, I mean, that's kind of what you have to side with.
Abandoned Lex and made Lana crippled. He has done well and shattered.
Well, maybe Lionel got to him, man. It's like, all right, maybe I just need to let Lionel have him so he can make him good again.
The security guards do lift up Lex, though, and he's screaming.
They haul him away, and yeah, he's going crazy. Like, look, he did it 80 miles per hour. Clark, and Clark's gone. Morgan Edge is dead. It has to be confirmed at this point, right? He got shot like 4 times, and then that crash happened.
Oh, no. Morgan Edge is completely dead. You even said he wasted a whole 12-round clip in his chest.
Dude.
And Lex, even though crazy, even though having that neck crippled, he was perfect shot everywhere.
It was absolutely insane. And so now we go to the next hospital scene, which is back at Lana, and here we go. And this is all you, bro. I know you wanted this.
This is my favorite scene in the whole episode. Because inside of this hospital, we have Clark sitting there, where Lana then wakes up, and to your point earlier says, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're sitting right next to me. How's Lex doing? You seem to be so concerned about helping him that you forgot about my own health. So tell me, how is he, Clark?" Clark then tells Lana, "Okay, easy. He's seen better days, so he actually is hurt." Lana does not care about his response. She even tells him,
I almost died, Clark.
I know. And I always thought you were being paranoid. This is Lana now telling Clark, "I always thought you were being paranoid. About what? Whenever that you would tell me that I shouldn't be around you because it's not safe and it's too dangerous. Clark is now looking at her confused. Wait, I told you that?
Yeah.
And she tells him, no, it is true. Lana, it's okay, Clark. I know you don't remember because you're high. But I know you were only looking out for me. Just like you always said, you son of a bitch. But now I'm in the fucking hospital because of you. I think I have to stay away from you, you sick psycho. Don't ever call me. Don't ever look at me. I'm done.
Lose my number.
Do you remember when Seth and I laughed at you and called you a loser last episode? I want you to think of that moment.
Is that what she meant? Like that's what her loser definition is? Someone who just puts her in danger? God, you're such a loser.
All I know is she has every right to do this. At this point, you called me, told me to bring food and chamomile, and I got thrown into a killer horse stall.
If only...
Look where I am, Clark!
Is the next what if Lana had just said water? What if Lana just told Lex it was water?
He wouldn't have believed her whenever he tasted it. Either way, she's screwed.
No. If she just didn't throw something so exotic out there, it's like not just, you would expect water, but then it's like it's chamomile. It'll help you relax.
It's this simple. Maybe Clark should tell Lana not to bring anything next time.
Maybe Clark should say, "Bring normal shit."
Oh,
bring some crackers and some water.
Maybe Clark shouldn't call at all.
Maybe Clark should have just took him to the nearest food, like a hot soup kitchen.
Yeah, just like in the nearest Waffle House. They have to have one of those in Smallville.
It's true. He could spend a lot at Waffle House.
Just take him to Pete's shack in the backyard.
Okay.
What?
Now.
You can hide a ship in there.
You like our first appearance of this, dude?
Yes.
First appearance. Yes. Next scene is Belle Reeve Sanitarium.
Who's in there?
Wow. Who is in there? Who's not in there, bro?
I know. We were just talking about the James Gunn Suicide Squad.
Dude, Belle Reeve is the notoriously known DC Comics prison, or Supermax prison, pretty much, what you would call it, for lots of DC villains.
And I do love that we are having the introduction of this because you've even mentioned before the Cadmus Lab thing kind of went to the side here for a while.
Yep.
And I don't even know if we get it back. I don't know if you told me that or not. Okay, so way to spoil that. But now...
Okay, you asked.
You're not supposed to tell me. So now whenever we're getting into something new, it's finally a new facility where my fingers are crossed. It's villain time, right? Villain time.
Oh, yeah, we'll get this more throughout the season.
Yes, okay. But who do we have here?
We have Lionel at the hospital, or Belle Reeve, I should say, with Claire Foster, because this is where she works. And, of course, she's letting him know, what all has been done to him. He won't have any short-term memory left. And I know this is what you wanted. And, of course, Lionel's like, are you sick? I definitely didn't want this. I love my son with more than life itself. What? He leaves me no choice.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
Wait.
What? Lionel Luthor, you come right back here, sir, and you tell me what the hell you're talking about.
The reason why this is confusing to me as well, the doctor's in on you doing evil shit to your son.
Yeah.
So this facade of you just acting like that you care, what are we doing now?
Yeah, and it's weirdly psychotic because he goes up to the glass mirror here. It's a one-way glass here. And,
I will let you down.
Or a two-way mirror, that's what they call it, right?
I will.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Cash, Hurt is playing right now. Reminds me of the Logan trailer, dude. I know.
That's all I am thinking about the entire... We're not allowed to talk about Marvel.
I know, but it's all I think about.
Even though Logan is so good.
And so we have, literally, Lex in a straitjacket looking super psychotic in Belle Reeve. Looks like he's just drugged up, going crazy, looking at his own reflection. But maybe he knows his father's standing on the other side, looking straight at him. And he's just...
You know what this is?
Why he looks gone, bro. He looks lost.
The reason why this is even more sick in the head is that Lionel is looking at him, and it's like, in a way, an Emily scene. And I hate to keep bringing that episode up, but it's
the cloning.
Yeah, it's that type of psychoness where
he's like literally emotional too. He's all tearing up and everything.
You're still trapping him in a box.
Well, I mean, that's more emotion than he showed Emily.
But he at least gave Emily a room full of dolls, right? Not a straitjacket.
He fed her poison in the tea.
Yeah, but remember, we had to kill her. All right, going to the hospital back, we have Clark and Lana. Clark is now just staring at her while we have the Johnny Cash in the background singing Hurt. And Clark is, for some reason, still standing there for at least a good 15 minutes. Somebody should tell him to move out of the way. But also, I think he's finally realizing, I don't want her. I just put her in danger. Maybe I should get away.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's probably thinking that. It's like, damn, she's making a solid point. Maybe I should just get high by myself now.
But who's going to give me my chamomile?
Chamomile Connect is gone, dude. But yeah, when we close off on Lionel putting his hand against the glass for Lex, like, dude, you're a sick son of a bitch.
I'm not buying into this, Lionel. It doesn't make any sense. I love him so much. I just had to put things in a scotch. It's love, baby. That's how we raise our children. When you know they have a drinking problem, put drugs in it.
Bro. All because, I mean, it's not even really confirmed, but I mean, it has to be practically confirmed. Lionel set it all up. I mean, it's confirmed, no?
Yeah.
We're gonna believe that as the audience? Like, yeah, Lionel set this whole thing up.
We have to understand that this was all completely Lionel with this whole episode. Even though I wanted Lex to be crazy, I'm still questioning whenever he was young, so hopefully we get those questions answered. But as for this time, this was all Lionel just taking advantage of his son coming back from the plane crash, his son coming back from staying on an island, using that to his advantage in order to say, oh, he's hallucinated before, he's just hallucinating again. Mm-hmm. The real question then comes down to, though, what is he getting out of this? What does Lionel want?
There's I remember what it eventually ends with. And so yeah, it's a whole thing. There's more to this.
And that's what I'm really curious about. I don't understand. You're going through this much trouble. You're still trying to even make the doctors believe that you've hired. I mean, for God's sakes, man, you pay them in order for them to just agree with you. You could tell them the truth. But I'm just interested to see how long Lex is going to be staying in this position, in this shattered state.
He's a shattered mind, bro. Man, I love more DC Comics stuff, bro.
I know. We finally have more, and next
Belle
episode,
Reeve?
Next episode, I think we're even getting more of that as well.
It's called Asylum. I'm only going to assume Arkham, kind of, a reference there.
Well, and in the description, it does say Belle Reeve, so...
Belle Reeve Asylum, Sanitarium, whatever. But yeah, actually, we do need to correct ourselves here. We are not releasing episode 9 next week. It'll be 2 weeks from now. We are actually going to do a nice bonus episode next week, which is a full episode, mind you. It'll still be just as long, maybe a little longer, but it's going to be a bonus episode revolving around Chloe Sullivan, Taylor's favorite person. And we'll truly see how this 9-year theory really adds up. Not really, but honestly, it's going to be a great bonus episode, especially for our Smallville nerds out there who have really enjoyed the show itself and also the pod here. But it'll definitely connect a lot of dots between the past 2 seasons and even line up a lot of things between episode 8 Shattered here and then Asylum. So the nice in-between story there, and it's official Smallville canon, so it'll be sick. Again, thank you for listening this week. Be on lookout for the bonus episode next week. Tell us how it is in the comments. Follow us on Twitter and our YouTube channel if you'd like to listen there. Email stuff to us, talk shit to Taylor, maybe private DM, just comment or something. Who knows? He needs something to do. So, again, thank you. Have a good one. See you next week. Bye.